into this trade, Stefon Diggs to Houston. I think it's an absolute horrific move by the Houston Texans. I do not like it whatsoever. Star-studded power, as we've seen, doesn't always win in this league. And addition by subtraction is a real thing in Buffalo, just like it was in Minnesota. Although they didn't win anything in Minnesota, the locker room and all things considered was much better off. Justin Jefferson became who he was when this guy left. And this is going to be the same thing in Buffalo. Now, Buffalo has to go get a number one, obviously. But for the Texans, I understand going all in. Hopefully, since apparently McDermott couldn't get through to him, hopefully there's a brother in charge and maybe he'll listen. I don't know. Let's keep it real. I don't know.
First of all, man,
not all coaches are me, Smitty. Not all coaches get through to him like this white boy. Some white boys may not get through to him. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference in Houston. I hope it is. I don't want to ever wish on the demise of any player. I hope it is. But to this day, to this point, everything that I've known, people that have coached him in the NFL, he is an ultimate shitbird. And I'm just telling you, because nobody else will say it. Nobody's going to go on McAfee and say it. Nobody's going to go on ESPN and say it. I'm telling you from inside information, he is a shitbird. I've been saying it for 2 years on this show, and I just don't want him to cancer up my Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, and this roster. And I know now the shitty part is now players can't say what they want to say anymore now because he's on their team or what have you. So I don't like it. I just don't like it. I love Houston's transition. I love the trajectory of Houston's roster without him. I don't think you needed him. I mean, Smitty, be real. Do you need him? You don't need him.
You wasn't championship ready. I'm not saying you are now, but
the
goal is they're not. So the goal is to make your goal as a GM is to make your team as talented, as physical, big, fast, strong, experienced as possible to put yourself in the best position to win. You're talking as if, let's say he is a shitbird. I don't know him, so I can't speak on somebody who I ain't never met. Right. So me personally, I can't speak on people who I don't know personally.
I know his coach though.
Right. So cool. I don't. So I can't speak on that. But let's say he is that. Would it be the first time that a team has been successful in one games and one playoff game or even won a Super Bowl with a shitbird wide receiver in the history? No. Most teams got a quote-unquote shitbird or a diva at receiver. That's a normal thing. It's been that way before my time. There's been diva wide receivers and knuckleheads and shitbirds and slapdicks and all this, that, and the third going around the league for a long time. And you know probably more specific stories than I know. So that's number one.
They don't need them.
Number two, you don't like Diggs, which is cool and that's fair, but to me, whoever picked him up, you would have been like, bad move. So, like, what, should he retire? Like, should the motherfucker retire?
I don't like nobody.
Right, should he just retire? Like, if the coach was bad move by the coach and the guy did bad move by the Panthers, bad move by the Bears, yes, and the guy did what team should have got him? You would like nobody. Like the mother is talented. He's one of the best receivers in the league.
Nobody should have got him. He should have they should have made his ass stay in fucking Buffalo and eat his shit and be a man. Like, why do we let him out of situations all the time? Dog, just look at the trade, Smitty, and answer your own question.
No. Well, I hear what you're saying.
But look at the trade. What is it?
I don't know. Pull it back up.
But did you hear anybody going to Buffalo with this trade?
No, they're letting them go because it's been like this the last couple of years. Yeah.
Hey, why?
Because they don't want him.
Well, no, why?
And he don't want them.
Why?
Because there's been issues in the locker room.
He's a shitbird. They got nothing back for him.
It's not just one-sided, though. Like it's not like
they got nothing for him. You don't give away a Pro Bowl receiver for nothing.
That's because they just ready to move on. You could have got something from him. We know. I'm not giving him a pass. I'm saying we've been knowing for the last couple of years it's been shit going on in the locker room. Whether it's Diggs' fault, whether it's Josh Allen's fault, whether it's the coach's fault, whoever fault it was, we know it's been tension in the locker room the last couple of years. So the writing was on the wall. So they're at a point now where they just say, you know what? Let's just move on. You don't want to be here. We don't want you here no more. Let's just move on and cut bait. Got you. Boom. Okay, cool. It might be better somewhere else. All I'm saying is this. You can't just coach up that type of talent. That talent is real. The stats he got is real. He helped them win a lot of games. He helped Josh Allen get to who Josh Allen was. Josh Allen was not Josh Allen before Stefon Diggs got there. That is a literal fact. We can look it up. So all I'm saying is with the right coach, with the right leadership, with the right environment, Stefon Diggs can go to Houston and help elevate that team. CJ Stroud's a good leader. You got D'Amico Ryans, who's a hell of a leader. I think that he will go there and will add value to that team. That's what I'm saying. There's divas everywhere.
I hate these mics because you can't.
No, I heard you, but I had to finish my thing.
What'd you say though? Who wasn't who? Who wasn't who before who got where?
Josh Allen was not Josh Allen before Stefon Diggs got to Buffalo. He literally wasn't though. That's not. I love Josh Allen. I'm just saying he literally wasn't. So you could say it just so happened he got there and Josh Allen. No, I guess maybe, but Josh Allen was not Josh Allen the way we look at him before Stefon Diggs got there. Diggs gets there and Josh Allen takes off. You could say coincidence. I don't know. I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. But maybe you believe it just so happened that he got there and it just happened that way. All I know is Stefon Diggs shows up, Josh Allen soars. I don't know.
I did a whole rant on this whole Stefon Diggs phenomenon. You're absolutely 1,000% incorrect.
Okay.
Cousins had better stats after. So did Jefferson.
Diggs didn't play with Cousins. I think Diggs played with my man.
He did play with Cousins.
He played with my man. He played with my man.
He did play with Cousins.
Who's my man, though? Who's my man?
He did play with Cousins, too.
Who's my man, though, who he really played with for
I'm
real?
out.
Chase Keenum. Thank you. He played with Chase Keenum.
He played with both. Go look it up.
All right.
Number one. Number two, Josh Allen was fine before him. Look at the stats and compare them. Please do so prior to, after.
Oh, please. No, please do.
I want you to make sure that we're looking at the correct thing. And I want to be clear here on this whole situation. You don't go as a number one, get thrown out of Minnesota for nothing if there wasn't a reason. You don't go to Buffalo and leave a guy such as Josh Allen. That should tell you and be a telltale sign. If I'm the Houston Texans, Smitty, and you and I are the coach, you're the coach, I'm the GM. I'm going to you and saying, why does Buffalo want to get rid of this dude? That's the number one question, is it not? You wouldn't ask that question? You're just going to take the guy? That's what I don't get. See, a lot of people in this coaching profession don't get it. I try to do clinics all the time, and I ask coaches, I said, don't just take a job because it's a head job. Why did the last coach leave? They never even thought about that. Oh, I don't know. I just want the job. Have you found out why the AD fired the last coach? Why he hired the latest coach? Why the AD? Who is the AD? You're just going to go in naked, blind, not care? It's ignorant, dog. So why did Buffalo want to get rid of him for a 25 seconds and not get anything in return? They already got rid of Gabe Davis. They now have 0-1 receiver. And now they are willing to part ways with this dude for nothing. A Chico stick and string cheese.
So what are you saying? What are you suggesting, JB?
What I'm saying is,
are we saying that Stefon Diggs should just retire? Nobody can pick him up.
What he does. I don't give a fuck what he
does.
No,
I'm just asking. I'm saying, like, are you saying he's too far gone? Like he's just such a slap dick that his talent don't make, like, you know, like, yeah. I'm just saying it's still football, JB, and we know a lot of knuckleheads out here who go out there and make plays still. And Stefon Diggs is a hell of a receiver. Say what we want to say about personality, like, it's a hell of a receiver.
Let me ask you something. When you get a big time player, any position,
and I had teammates who was knuckleheads, and then we need them on that field.
Yeah, shitbirds aren't new to me.
Exactly. That's why I'm confused on what you're talking. Like, you had a few of them.
I'll clarify it real easy.
I watched the show.
Okay, real easy. How we'll clarify this. Shitbirds better be your best player.
Okay.
They better show up the biggest in the biggest games. Show me what Diggs has done in any big game. Show me, I'll wait. I want to know what he's done in the playoffs.
He made the catch in Minnesota.
What's he done in the playoffs?
He made the catch in Minnesota.
What's he done in the playoffs?
He made the catch in Minnesota in the playoffs.
What has he done in the playoffs? I would say he crippled. I would say he crippled Josh Allen. I would say he harnessed him, because if I can't walk around comfortable, as Cousins could not in the locker room with him, then as the quarterback, and I want to be free flowing, I want to be able to play and not have to deal with a bitch and moaning. Yep. I want the ball. I want this. Oh, bitch and moaning. We've seen the body language. We've seen what he's done after playoff games. We've seen him walk in the parking lot with his pads on. We've seen all these things, right? He had 14 yards in a playoff game. That is the guy that is the guy? No, it's not. He's the other guy when it comes to big-time games. If you're the shitbird, Smitty, what does that mean? You and I know. We have to deal with that shitbird as what? Being the shitbird. I got to deal with what he does, his antics, all the negativity, all the drama. Okay? So if that's the case, he better be fucking worth it, right? Like T.O., Bill Parcells said, listen, I got to get through to T.O. He's the best player, but he's the biggest shitbird. I have to get through to him. Guess what? It works for certain guys with certain coaches. It sure don't for him. He has been a shitbird, and his risk outweighs the reward. Like, it has to have Smitty, we can't just take it bent over. We can't. You have to get something in return. You would agree to that. You're not going to just give, and nobody gives you back anything, and then you're going to, at the end of the day, say, and still praise the dude. No. You got to give me something back. If this dude was a baller in the playoffs and was that dude, then maybe the reward outweighs the risk. This is what we have. The truth of the matter was, you would say facts. He hasn't been that guy. He's been nothing but constant headache after headache, which has ruined the regular season, which makes the playoffs become a one and done for the Buffalo Bills. Because if I got to deal with this shitbird all the time, and I got to worry about getting the ball, and I got to come up with schemes to get this guy the ball to make him happy, because he's going to be bitching and moaning and crying, then my rest of my team, dog, falls into a funk. And it's not conducive for playoff success. And now you just got rid of that dude, and addition by subtraction's a real thing. And I think now there will at least be.
Well, the Bills better make the Super Bowl this year, then.
Well, that's what I just said.
No. That's what they better do, because we're basically blaming the playoffs, the failure in the playoffs on one player right now. We're giving Josh Allen a pass for the lack of performances that he's had. So that's cool then. So cool. So now that he's gone, Shitbird's gone, the Bills should elevate. And elevation will be not
giving Josh Allen a pass.
The elevation will be making it to the actual Super Bowl, right?
Not moving the post.
Has the Bills made an AFC championship already, or they just made it to the division?
I'm on record already about Josh Allen. I've already said that the guy's underachieved. What do you mean?
So and the guy who you're saying, come on. The guy let me calm down, because I don't want to give it. The guy who you're saying who has underachieved is the quarterback position, correct? The quarterback is the person who throws the ball to Stefon Diggs. So if the quarterback has underachieved, is that not a direct correlation to why the receiver may also underachieve a dependent position who needs the quarterback to hand them the ball and make correct decisions? You know what we talking about here? You asked me, is Stefon Diggs worth it? This man says 2018, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive 1,000+ yard receiving seasons. Even last year, where it was a slower season, had 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Year before that, 1,411 touchdowns, JB. Is he worth it? Yes, he's worth it. The numbers don't lie at receiver, JB. At receiver, they don't. Other positions, at wide receiver, the numbers are what they are. Ain't no way around it. That's what it is. Any quarterback, including CJ Stroud, let's get CJ on the show. I bet CJ loves it. I bet CJ loves that he has a third. He got 3 ballers right now, receiver. He can pick his poison. CJ is a dog mentality. He ain't gonna even if Stefon Diggs is complaining in the middle of the season, CJ gonna nip that shit in the bud. D'Amico Ryan gonna nip that shit in the bud. Ain't gonna be none of that stuff. That's not what's gonna happen. You know, CJ. That's not what's going on. And last thing, going back to my original point. Every team has a diva and wide receiver. JB has been like this since the 90s. Come on. It's a guy I'm not gonna mention because I think he works at Fox sometimes, who played at the Cowboys, who did a lot of extracurricular stuff. Let's just keep that real, and we're gonna keep it at that. Don't say no names. Like I'm about to get fired. We got name. You mentioned T.O. We mentioned A.B. We mentioned this goes on and on and on. Every wide receiver wants the ball. That don't mean that you can't win with them. You just got to find a way to deal with it. And I'm done talking. I'm not talking about the topic no more. Jamie, you can have it. I'm done. Bring me in when we on the next topic.
You think C.J. Stroud's going to come on the show and say he hates the get and he's a shitbird? Come on, man. Get real. You just do a lot of this and that just to say whatever you want to defend the player. I have to defend what's real. And what's real is they've gotten rid of him in 2 places for seemingly nada, zero, zilch. You don't get rid of a GOAT player, like you say, for nothing twice. But it is what it is. I don't even want to go at it about it. It is what it is. Only time will tell. So, having said that, we're going to move on.
Okay, I'm back.
They fired an OC. They got rid of a coach. They've got rid of Dabo, took a head job. They got a new OC. It's always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault with Smitty.